Hey everybody, it's Cathy and welcome to my channel. And today I'm giving you an update for my 4th month losing weight. I'm on a weight loss journey to lose 50 pounds. I'm not counting calories or points. I'm working with a dietitian and this plan is working for me. I'm not even going to call it a diet. It is not. It is a way of eating, a way of life. And this is how I'm going to eat the rest of my life. It's so simple and easy. You just take a dinner plate, divide it down the middle. You don't actually have to divide it down the middle, but imaginary. 1/2 is vegetables. On the other side, you're going to have 2/4. One is for protein and the other is for healthy, fiber-rich, complex carbohydrates. Yes, I'm eating complex carbohydrates. If you don't like complex carbohydrates, then this plan probably isn't going to work for you. But I have had great success to date since, I think, July 10th. Today is November 1st. I have lost 19 pounds. Yay! October was a horrible month, emotionally. A lot of stuff going on in my personal life. I'll update you on that in a bit. But it was a real struggle for me to stay on this plan and not slip back into my old ways. I am an emotional eater. I'm a sugar addict. And by sugar, I'm talking about candy. Candy, drive-through, highly processed foods. It's my fault. I made really bad decisions, but I'm not blaming myself because at the time, I used that as a way to cope through some very difficult and dark times in my life. So I'll put my emotional eating video here. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I'll tell you all about my emotional eating situation. So I've been working with a dietitian for a few months now. I was supposed to meet her in September, but I had to cancel my appointment because my husband is going through some health issues and he had to go for a test out of town, so that took priority. So I don't see her again until January, and sadly the girl that I have been working with is now off on maternity leave, so I've been assigned to somebody new. So I just have to wing it from now until after the new year on my own, but I think I'm going to be okay because I have the tools in place. I've been doing it now for 4 months and I think that I'll get through it. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about how October went for me. And first let me tell you what I lost. In October, I lost exactly 5 pounds, which I'm happy with. That's 1.25 pounds a week, which is what is suggested for a healthy weight loss. So you can sustain it, so you lose weight slowly so you don't get a lot of loose skin. I'm really noticing it in my neck. I've lost a lot of weight here, a lot of puffiness. I'm glad I'm not getting any excess skin. I'm using some neck creams to help and tighten my skin, and the one that I'm using is by City Beauty. I will link it below. And I also have a savings code if you want to try it. That's all that I'm doing, and also hydrating, drinking a lot of water. I don't drink coffee, tea, or alcohol, so I drink about 2 to 3 liters of water a day. If we go to a restaurant, I have a diet soda. That is my splurge. Usually don't have them at home. I just stick to water. Plain water, I don't put anything in it, because that's the way I like my water. I'm just happy with plain water. It's been a very difficult month for a lot of different reasons. As I said, dealing with, my husband, he still has not started treatment because they have done other tests and they're just trying to really dive into things. And it's just been really, really hectic and stressful on me. And whenever I feel really anxious inside, in the past, my coping mechanism was to eat a lot of candy. I broke down. I bought some Werthers in October. I was going into town. I was going to the mall to run some errands, and I could feel like the bad Cathy and the good Cathy on each shoulder, and they're kind of talking to me as I'm driving. And the bad Cathy is going, "Oh, you want those Werther candies? Just go and buy them." And the other one's going, "No, don't buy it." So I did my errands, and as I'm passing by the dollar store, I see the candy there, and I just walked in, and I'm talking to myself saying, "Do not do this. This is a bad decision." But it was like a zombie, like I just needed to go through the motions, I guess. So I bought them. Came home, just threw them on the island, and they just sat there until the evening, and then I opened them, and I took, I think, 3 or 4 with me. I think there's 13 to 15 in a bag. It's just a really tiny bag. It's the caramels with the eclairs in them. They're so good. So we went downstairs, we started watching TV, and of course I start shoveling them into my mouth. And whenever, I just shovel stuff in and not looking at it, not appreciating the taste, or it's just going through the motions. I ended up eating the whole bag that night. And I'm glad I did, because that night I didn't sleep. I was bouncing off the walls. I was on such a sugar high that I had hot flashes, like I just sweated all night. I didn't feel good the next morning, had a headache, and I thought, good for you. You just learned what your body has been dealing with all these years, because I really noticed that when I look back to pictures before I began losing weight, I look at my pictures and it almost makes me want to cry. I did not realize how bloated my face and my stomach was. And it's just really hard for me to look back at those pictures. But I don't want to say I'm ashamed. It just makes me sad, because that was the coping mechanism I used to get through my difficult times. And now, like, I'm really trying to find healthier ones. I know I should be exercising, but I'm also know myself the best and know that if I try and put more pressure on myself to do one more thing that I have to do, that at this point, when life is really chaotic right now, that it could just like kick me right off how well I'm doing and just totally go back to, what I was doing 6 months ago before I started the program. So October has been a real internal struggle for me, not only just dealing with what we're going through, the stress, the worry, but also it was 7 months since my mom passed. And for whatever reason, in October, it's like the grief hit me. I don't know why it took as long as it did. Maybe I just wasn't ready or wouldn't allow myself to feel it, but it's been a challenge. Have I been 100% perfect? No, but I've probably been 80% perfect. And I think as long as anybody like tries and does their very best and you have a slip up here and there, like it's still okay, because I'm not perfect. Like, that's life, right? Life is full of lots of curveballs, trust me. I wasn't perfect in October, but I still ended up losing 5 pounds. And I was really hoping for 6, because a week ago I was at a 20-pound loss, but then Halloween came and I got into a few Mr. Big chocolate bars. I know, shouldn't have. So then I went down to 19-pound loss. It is what it is, another pound here or there. I'll lose it in November. But I'm just being honest, and because I know so many of you share the same struggle as me. You can relate, you understand. And I know that I should be exercising, and my plan was I was going to start exercising for 15 minutes a day every day in November, because I thought that's doable. I can't commit to that right now. I just don't have any more bandwidth left in me with dealing with everything else. I now have replaced candy with working. And now, all I do is just work. And that's not healthy either. So I have to try and find a balance that is right for me. But right now, I just gotta let go with what's working, because life is just in too much of an upheaval at the moment. I'm too stressed out, not sleeping, constantly running here and there. And I'm just finding ways to, just to escape. So what we do now is in the evening we'll binge watch 2 or 3 episodes of NCIS, and that's kind of like an escape where we can forget about what's going on in our life and just chill and relax. At least I'm not turning to food. So what I am doing, what is helping me, and I know some people will not agree with this, but this is the plan that's working for me. I buy myself some red seedless grapes and I wash them and I put them in the fridge, and I know they're great frozen, but I haven't tried that yet. I still like them from the fridge. They're nice and cold. And I take about 20 grapes with me now after supper when we go to watch TV, and that just seems to keep me calm. The other thing that I like at night, if I'm still a little bit hungry, and if I haven't probably gotten all the protein that I should have gotten the day, I'll take a cheese stick with some just plain almonds, probably about 15 to 20 plain almonds. And the combination of those two really help to satisfy me, and any hunger or cravings seem to go away. I'm still not bringing sugar into the house, and by sugar I mean candy, except for, last night was Halloween, and thankfully we had a lot of kids, and I think there's only a few chocolate bars left. So hopefully my husband will eat those. I have been good that way, like except for the one slip up with going to buy the Werthers. But in a way, it was a slip backwards, but in a way I think it was good that I had the slip up, because I didn't beat myself up too much about it. In the past I would have berated myself, beat myself up. But I think that I took a lesson from it, that my body has been 4 months off, away from candy, sugary, unhealthy junk food like that. I can look back at my picture from 4 months ago and compare my picture today, and I know I don't want to go back there. So in a way, having that slip up, first of all, I physically did not feel good after eating it, which is good. I did not enjoy eating it, because as I'm chewing, I remember thinking, what does this taste like? Do you even like the taste anymore? And it was like, no, it doesn't taste as good as I remember it tasting. So in a way, that's kind of a victory for me. I also had a big victory this month because I was having a really bad day with everything going on, missing my parents, because they were my rock. Anytime I went through difficult times in the past with, my husband's health, I always had my parents there for me. So I have found myself, going to pick up the phone a lot this month to call my mother. And then it's like, I can't. So that's been difficult. And I have felt a few times that I just felt myself shutting down again. And I'm glad that I was able to recognize that, so that I could lift myself up out of the darkness and know that I'm worth continuing on with this healthy lifestyle. It may not be healthy every day. It may not be perfect, but I'm going to do the very best that I can in that moment in time. And I'm just taking things day by day in that moment. I'm not thinking about, a month or 2 months from now. Whenever I feel ready to exercise, I will start to exercise. I have videos that I want to share with you when I start exercising. I'm just not there yet. So for now, I'm just sticking to the plan, working on my own. I'll meet the dietitian in January. I'll just continue to share what I eat in a day videos. I keep them real. If we go out to eat that day, I show you exactly what I'm eating, because what I learned from working with the dietitian is that you don't have to be perfect all the time. If you have a day where you're craving fast food or something, you can go through the fast food like I did in one of my videos, and I chose to have a salad. That's okay. That's a healthy option. It's a lot better than burgers and fries. But once a burger and fry, once a month, it's fine. You still have to live. That's my philosophy. That is how I have to live, and that is how I'm working this plan, because this plan has to work for me. I'm not working for the plan anymore. It has to fit into my lifestyle, and I have to find what works for me, because what works for me might work for you. It may not work for you. But I remember her telling me one thing, because whenever I think salad, I think okay, you got to chop up the lettuce, the cucumbers, the peppers and all that. And she said, no, you don't have to do that. Yes, you can, but it's okay if you don't have time, but you still want to eat healthy. Go to the grocery store, and they have those salads in a bag. I really like the one, I think it's by Dole. It's the sweet kale. If I make one of those salads, I'm probably going to eat maybe a quarter of the salad, because we'll have it with our dinner. Or what I could do is make the bag and then split it into 4, and then it could be 4 lunches. Then I could just add some protein to it, like chicken, or if you like fish, you could add fish. She also said if you want pizza, have a slice of pizza, but make sure you have a nice big salad with the pizza, because it's all about the balance. And it's important to have the balance with the vegetables, the protein, and the fiber-rich carbs, because that's what keeps us feeling full. The fiber helps to fill us up, the protein keeps us satiated, and while the vegetables, they help to fill us up too. Plus they're good for us. We get lots of minerals and nutrients from them. So I showed you how to make a hamburger soup, and that is healthy for me. It's on my plan. I know a lot of people had comments saying that it was just full of carbs. Well, it's not, on my plan. It's a really quick and easy meal. It's a one-pot meal. Because I know I get a lot of questions about, well, how do I have a soup or a stew? Just make sure that everything is in balance. You want to make sure you have your vegetables, your protein, and your fiber-rich complex carbohydrates. So always make sure there's more vegetables, and make sure you have your protein, because the protein is what keeps me feeling satisfied all throughout the day. So anytime you have a snack or any of your meals, just kind of remember to have those things. I would also consider a fruit with a vegetable, because that's I still eat fruit. Fruit is fruit. I'm going to eat fruit for the rest of my life. It's not a bad food to me. But there was something I had wanted to somebody asked me something I wanted to answer, and I can't think of it right now. It'll probably come to me when I'm editing the video. It was something about the program. So anyways, for 4 months, I'm down 19 pounds. This is the most weight I've lost in years. Usually following Weight Watchers, I would, get to 10 pounds and then I just give up and be bored, because I could cheat the program. I could, spend my points with junk food. But this way, I love this way of eating, because I'm not stressing about food. I envision the plate whenever I'm fixing my food. If I'm making a sandwich, I make sure that I use good, healthy, fiber-rich bread, turkey or chicken or whatever, and then I'll load it up with spinach and arugula and maybe have an apple on the side. It's all about balance. So that's my update for October, and hopefully I'll break the 20-pound mark in November. It's going to be a stressful month, but I'll do my best, and that's all any of us can do. So if you have not seen all of the episodes in my weight loss journey, I'll put the playlist on the screen and you can go check them out. And if you haven't subscribed, I hope that you will. If you could help me, I would love to reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year. I know it's a really, really lofty goal, but hey, you gotta have goals to keep moving forward. Thanks for watching. Please share my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye.